these tough defensive assignments from Bonner to Caitlin to Arike. Just your mindset going into these
Man,
games.
I love it. I love it. I literally texted Coach, I texted Noe beginning of the year. I said, listen, I want to guard everybody's best player. And I meant that because I know, like, I bring so much to the table defensively, especially when I'm locked in. And I love it. Like, I literally just love, stopping whoever's in front of me, the best player, whoever. They're not going to get what they want to get. So I feel like, I take pride in that. And I'm happy that, they trust me. And it's allowing my game to flow. Like, I'm a lot more loose when I'm starting on the defensive end. And it's just fun. It's just fun for me.
And then tonight, Arike, just going into that third quarter there, she had 11 points. I mean, it seemed as if you guys did some zone, but did some man there. Just the things that you did tonight that made things tough for her.
Yeah. She's a great player, so we had to switch things up. A lot of the coverages was different throughout the game, and that's just us being locked in on her. Like I said, she's a great player, so we had to throw different looks at her.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Sorry, this one's for Jewell. I know your accountability partner is Nika, and she got some minutes today because the lead was so big. Can you just sort of talk about what you've seen from her in practice, mentality wise, and how she, the work effort she showed, even though maybe the minutes have not been there?
No, I mean, it's she's been locked in from day one. I think all of us were kind of impressed how she came in, and she didn't feel like a rookie. She was very mature and ready to learn, and that's what you want from anyone who joins a new team, someone who's really engaged. I think for her this last month, I think she's really been just more confident, being able to understand the play calls, just a lot of terminology. I mean, that's the biggest thing you come from college is terminology, understand how hard it is in this league to stop someone. So like all the details really matter, but she's been great. She's been a really good teammate. She's been really locked in and then I mean, she works her butt off. I don't think people see that side. We always just see, what happens in the game, but she's always the first one in the gym and always doing what she needs to do. So she's a really good pro.
Sorry, did you want to say something?
No, and you hear her throughout the whole game screaming and cheering. So like, man, she has a big role in this thing for sure.
And then another one, a lot of times we talk about, or Noe talks about sort of effort and coming out intensity and, working harder than the other team. I was wondering how you felt about your effort today and if you felt it was significantly higher than Dallas's at times.
Oh, yeah, that was for me.
Both of you, whoever wants to answer.
You want me to answer? I can do it.
You felt me tap.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so I think when we're locked in, regardless if we're tired or we're trying to find a rhythm, we get a lot of that from our defensive end. It's really hard to play a team back to back. It's really hard to play any team, really. But for us, we find energy through our players. So whether it's Jordan getting a deflection that gets us going, or Skylar getting an and one, like all these things are like moments that we build off of, and you want to have collective moments, and we're able to kind of bounce off each person's momentum and use that to kind of allow us to like carry on the rest of the quarters or the halves or whatever it is. So, I mean, that just, I think that's a tribute to just the players on this team. Like I said it earlier, like we have a lot of athletes on this team. So regardless if it doesn't execute properly, just seeing Jordan fly around on the rebound, that like gets you going or whoever it is. So we kind of use that as momentum.
Jewell, earlier in the season, you talked about how this team feels comfortable up and down the roster with the versatility defensively, just being able to guard anyone. Obviously, Jordan's a key example of that. How have you seen that play out? Because as mentioned, whether it's Jordan marking up the best players on different teams or just the tough teams you faced, that effort's always there, it seems like, defensively from this team. How have you seen, I guess, the defensive versatility of this group play out? Yeah,
and I think it goes back to us being athletes. Every single person on this team is a really good athlete. So regardless if you're messing about an actual scheme, your instinct is just, it covers up a lot of things. So, I mean, there's times where we're watching film and coach is like, oh, you guys did this. And we're like, we just went, it's like, we just have this innate, thing to just go. So you might mess up on coverages, but because we're so athletic, we're able to cover up a lot of things or get deflections on things. So I just think we have a really good athletic group, and it allows us to be so versatile and switch up different coverages throughout the game.
Land the plane. Land the plane.
Jordan, it seemed like Enrique was getting visibly frustrated throughout the game. One, do you then feed off of that?
Oh,
And
yeah,
then,
for
and,
sure.
and then
I love
also,
that.
what do you think specifically maybe you were doing to really disrupt her and give her such fits?
It's nothing really different that I did. It's just my length. I feel like it bothers her a little bit because I can play off her and still contest, have a good contest on the three. Um, but yeah, it's just how I usually play defense. I just, take away their strong hand. I don't want to give away all my tips or anything, but my left is a big, I would say, what is it? A big positive for my defense. So I feel like, just me being, as long and athletic, I have a step on smaller guards and I can stay in front.
Jewel, 2 games in a row where you guys have blowouts. You rest the entire fourth quarter. Basically, all the starters did. Talk about how that benefits not just the starters, I guess how it does for them, but also the bench players that are getting extended minutes.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to contribute. Everyone wants to play. So we kind of look at it as, we kind of do our jobs early to allow that to happen. And we feel like we had some games before where we felt like we didn't do that and we felt bad about it. So we definitely want to come out here and go and kind of start early and hopefully get a good lead and have everyone play. But everyone has done what they need to do to get on the floor. So it's really good to see everyone have really good minutes. And obviously you want to have some rest here and there with our schedules being so crazy. But this is a really good team win for us.
And then last one for me, Jewel, you guys were up single digits coming out at halftime. Just like the last game, you guys kind of just took over. I think it was like maybe a 12-2 run to start the third quarter. Do you think or I guess, is it specific halftime adjustments? Are you guys just locking in because you have more of a flow of the game? What is making that big difference in the second half?
Really just communication in the locker room. We're seeing a lot of things that we may see in the first quarter, and then we're executing it in the second half. This team is very smart too, so we're able to kind of manipulate certain things on offense and get things going. But a lot of it's because our defense, we're able to kind of get going. And I think this started this half. He has a great ball movement, get an and one from NECA, and that kind of just set the tone for how we want to play. So we want to make sure that we start each quarter really well.
Go ahead and take a quick question from Zoom. Christian, go ahead with your question.
Yes, my first question is kind of for Jewel and Jordan. It feels like over the last couple of games, whether it be Dejanay Carrington, DeWanna Bonner, coming to these 2 games against the Wings with Ricky Wallace and the talents they have there. It feels like Jordan has really taken that role and has owned it, like the way she spoke about it just a couple minutes ago, and the way, Jewel, the way you were looking at her, like smiling about the way she's been performing. I'm just wondering, like, how has that your bond together worked and kind of like fostered the growth in the last couple of games? Because it's been monumental.
Honestly, Jordan had a big commitment this offseason of coming down and training with me, and she guarded some of the best players in the world. And it wasn't easy. There was a lot of frustration, and we challenged her every single day. And I think that allowed her to understand that she could do the same thing here. I think that built her confidence early, knowing that she could guard grown men, and hold them and make them frustrated the way she's been able to do that in the last couple games. But I knew that she has a lot of things in her to really be a star in this league. Defensively, and sometimes I don't think she understands how good she can really be at times, and so it's really cool to see the progress from last year, from the beginning of the season of this year, from game to game, and it's amazing. So to me, I'm not surprised or shocked by this at all. This is what I envisioned for her in this league, and she's right on track to really be a dominant player in this league.
That was the nicest thing Jewell ever said to me.
And one more, if I can, speaking to Coach Pokey and Coach Noe, and then also Jordan, you had a video on your YouTube channel where you said that last season you didn't think you were going to make the opening roster. And I told Coach Pokey that. She kind of laughed and she's like, "You're such a pleaser, but you have to understand that you are kind of that talented player that that everybody can be." And progressing from your first offseason being recovered from shoulder surgery and then training with Jewell in Chicago, and everything that's went into that. What's been your favorite part of this progression? Getting to your favorite spots, anything like that?
Wow, what's my favorite part? I don't know. That's tough. That's really tough. I feel like 100%. I feel like my confidence is a lot better. And Jewell helped me with that on the off season. I I feel like I belong. And now I feel like, it's just fun. I don't know what the best part is yet. Maybe at the end of the season, I'll say, once we get a ring, that's the best part of the season. Plus, we're winning. Last year, we wasn't really. We only won 11 games, so it's a lot more fun out there, I'll say. And then we're just flowing. It's just like I get coaches like when I think about like, when the ball's moving, we moving on the string on defense. It's just like it's so beautiful to see. It's like beautiful basketball. And when you love the game of basketball like that, like it's just that's all you need right there. So I'll have to say that maybe.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys. Jordan, can you talk a little bit about turnovers? Because Dallas gives the ball away more than anyone in the league. You guys finished with 24 points off turnovers. Can you talk a little bit about how that came into your game plan?
Well, I mean, it was no different. Like we still started off like, okay, we gotta guard this action, gotta guard this action. It's not nothing like we're gonna make them turn the ball over. Of course we want them to, not score, but I feel like just us being connected, when one person moves, the next person is moving. Like we're on a string. So just knowing like the next action and being able to anticipate, where they might throw the ball at. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to watch. But it goes with like us being connected and us being locked in.
So then, Jewell, could you just talk a little about what it's like playing at home here? You guys have won 8 in a row, and you've got 5 more to go. What's the focus there, and how important is it to have those games in a row here?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to protect home court. That's super important. Definitely going on this break, you want to build some momentum going into the Olympic break. And so for us, we want to protect it. We want to play hard for our fans who come on and support us. And I just feel like we're in a really good rhythm right now. These games aren't easy. The schedule is crazy. And so it's been a lot of recovery to make sure we're able to show out every game. But yeah, we're just, we're hitting a good stride right now. So it's good.
And last question, Percy.
Are like either of you guys superstitious at all? Like, when you have a streak like this, do you do the same thing over? Do you wear the same shoes or like anything like that?
No.
I'm not superstitious, but I do things a certain way.
But that's
it's
every
not
game.
Yeah. That's
It's
every
not-
game.
not
It's
winning.
not win or
It's just-
lose.
yeah,
Like
it's
it's
just
not
like
like
what it is, yeah.
it's just every day. Like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just happens,
Yeah.
All right, thanks, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you back here on Friday.
But I'm not
We'll
superstitious.
coach you in a minute.